Well, on a quite blowy end of April day, I thought I would make a start on the sand muller after trying to mix sand with a paddle mixer. So set sand, clay pit sand, bentonite clay and coal dust for iron casting. It's pretty much a non-starter. I realise now why everyone has a dedicated sand mixer. This will be the base plate of what will be the sand mixer. It's plywood, cut some 30mm angle, mild steel, on the workshop saw. Drilled some holes so I can locate it onto this template, which will also then double up as the base of the mixer with another piece of ply. I'm going to screw it to the template, and following screwing it to the template, put some tack welds in, then I can take it off the template and weld it properly, give it a coat of paint and get it ready for cutting the bolt circle on the driving wheel. So I'll bring you back in a minute when I have attached the brackets ready for tack welding. Okay, so typically the good old cordless has died halfway through. Just using some small screws round top, so the hole has a little bit of room so I can tap the angle into size before the weld. I'm going to charge the drill up and finish the job off. Okay, so finally assembled. This will be the underside of the mixing drum. I've left myself a gap. It's possibly a fractionally too much for the MIG weld in some of the corners, but I can fill that with weld, so that's fine. All looking okay, I think, and symmetrical most importantly. I'm just going to pull out one of the casting flasks that I showed on my last video, just to show you again. These are the underside of a pallet, conventional courier pallet. Turns up in the workshop occasionally. I've always burnt them, and thought to myself, it's such a shame, because even though a lot of the wood they're made from is real low end, a lot of it is actually quite a hard wood, ideal for casting. So I'm just going to get some flasks and show you how I made them. So here's an example of two sizes that I've made. This one here, the lower one, you can see I've just put in some small pieces of ply to stop the sand slipping out once I start making the castings. These are still yet to have the corners reinforced, but as you can see they marry up quite snug and tightly for casting. Here's a slightly larger one for when we get the foundry going. Again, the corners are complete here. If I can find any old house undercoat and oil-based top coat that was used for decorating, I'll perhaps give those a lick of paint when I get a chance, just to keep them preserved. They're kept in the shed in the dry, but I guess a lick of paint wouldn't do them any harm. So there you can pretty much see what I've done in the form of casting flasks, cope and drags. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting them rammed up with sand and doing some casting. Possibly a few weeks off yet at my current rate of build, as you can see from the dates of the videos, but hopefully get a bit more time from getting out of the office now, perhaps a lunch hour and what have you, and see what I can do. I'll bring you back when I've welded up the angle iron at some stage. Thank you. Okay, so back in the workshop, going to get this welded up with some MIG welds, fairly crude, doesn't have to be overly accurate as long as the symmetry remains. Bring you back in the tick. Fairly dirty and hideous tack welds there, but okay for the purposes of this. I'm going to take it off the frame now and finish the welds off, hopefully with a bit more detail.